Hey guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. It's our final day. It's the Debarkation day. If you haven't watched my day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4 vlogs, I will link it down below in the description box. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and also please click the bell icon so you'll get notified of any videos that I posted. Good morning, Long Beach. We are on our way for a sit-down breakfast with our friends. Yay, we're back to Long Beach, California, and that's the Queen Mary ship. Our last day's breakfast at Pride Dining Room. So that's the end of our cruise vacation. So stay tuned for our visit to the Queen Mary ship. Now that we just got off the ship, we decided to visit the famous Queen Mary ship before we head home. A tour at the Queen Mary ship.
will be your guide today for your Glory Days historical tour. We shall begin our tour in the main hall. But before we leave, Mary was owned and operated by the Cunard Line since 1839. Cunard and the British government have had a contract to deliver mail to and from North America. Plans to build the Queen Mary and the Queen Elizabeth began in 1926. These were to be two of the biggest and the fastest passenger liners ever built. Construction began on job number 534 in December of 1930 at John Brown Shipyard in Clyde, Beige, Scotland. But work on the ship stopped 1 year later because of the Great Depression. Eventually, the British government decided to give Cunard a loan to finish the ship if they agreed to merge with their rival, the British passenger ship company, the White Star Line. Is anyone familiar with the White Star Line? And what do they? Ladies, gentlemen, young man, this room on your right, and young lady, this room on your right-hand side, the starboard side, was the first class children's playroom. Now, I say to each of you, notice the proximity of the first class children's playroom to the proximity of the observation bar. Exactly, the parents would come, drop the kids off to play, and then the parents in turn would go and play. The observation bar was a popular gathering place during good weather because of the beautiful sweeping view of the bow. But in bad weather, no one would go inside because sometimes during rough weather, the bow of the ship could actually begin to plow down into the You're going to hear me say that again. The observation bar is semicircular in design. It fills the forward end of the promenade deck. It is 34 feet from center line with a maximum width of 70 feet. The arc of the room is scattered with 21 windows. The bar is placed against the forward bulkhead. Above the bar is a painting by Alfred R. Thompson entitled The Royal Jubilee Week. It depicts the celebration of George V's 25th year as king. There is a railing inside that is sculpted from Burma Bright, a white metal alloy by Austin Crompton Roberts. It is modern in design. It depicts figures and beasts interspersed with beer barrels. The observation bar and lounge has been featured in the movies Being John Malkovich with Cameron Diaz and What Women Want with Mel Gibson and Helen Hunt. I have a question for each of you. Has anyone heard that the Queen Mary is haunted?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I say to each and every one the most powerful spirits on board this ship are here. In the observation bar and lounge. And later on today, adults when this tour is over, feel free to come back and partake of these spears. This way, my enough of those spirits, you just might see the ghost.
We saw a lot of spirits.
About to enter into my favorite room on board the Queen Mary. Today, it is called the Queen's Salon. Originally, when the ship was sailing, this was the first-class main lounge. During World War II, this was the officers' lounge on board the Queen Mary. My family, if you remember, when this tour first started, I said to you, there will come a time in this tour when I would ask to see your 1115 Glory Days historical. Have just entered one of the most beautiful rooms on board this ship. She is 3 decks high. This room was filled with overstuffed chairs and couches. During the day, passengers would come into this room to socialize with other passengers or just to listen to music. As a matter of fact, the entire theme of this room is music, as reflected in the etchings in the mirrors over the 2 outside fireplaces, as well as the bronze reliefs over the doorways and over the stage. Maurice Landry, whose work we saw up in the main hall, and it was because of this. What is called sheer to deck, the banana shape that is built into the ship to give it more strength and flexibility. And because the Queen Mary is so large, she requires a great deal of shear. You must understand that in size, the Queen Mary is equivalent to a small city. The Queen Mary is 1,019.5 feet long, 118 feet wide, 185 feet high, containing 12 decks. She offered 22 first-class suites, 328 first-class staterooms, 18 first-class public rooms, accommodating 815 first-class passengers. In second class, with 303 staterooms, 9 public rooms, accommodating 787 second-class passengers. In third class, with 303 staterooms, 6 public rooms, accommodating 583 third-class passengers. She weighed 81,237 gross tons. She carried 2,000 passengers per crossing with a crew of 1,200. They needed all 1,200 of those crew members because everything on board the Queen Mary was about first class. First class on board the Queen Mary was located in the center of the ship, from top to bottom, because it offered the smoothest ride. Second class was located here at the aft end or the stern or the rear or the back of the ship from top to bottom. It offered a smooth ride, not as smooth as first class, because the second class passengers had to contend with the constant vibration of the engines directly beneath them. And third class would have been located where? At the bow or the front of the ship. Now the only problem with being in third class and being at the bow of the ship is that sometimes during rough weather, the bow of the ship could actually be gained too loud down into the west. Can you imagine if you had just eaten a meal? Wait. Ask if anybody ever seen my favorite TV show. Maybe you heard of it. I hated the Love Boat. They canceled my show. It's called CSI Miami. Anybody? Nobody? Thank you. My family, I present to you, as you look out of the windows, CSI Miami. They filmed CSI Miami right here in Long Beach, as well as NCIS Los Angeles, as well as Scorpion, as well as Jane the Virgin, as well as Dexter. About a month and a half ago, my family, on FX, there was a movie there called Versace. It was about the murder of the designer Versace. My family, Versace was murdered in Florida. I present to you South Florida. Hollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood. Messes with our heads all the time. Does anyone remember what I call this? Shear to deck. The banana shape that is built into the ship to give it more strength and flexibility. Guess what? I did not like to. Honestly, I did not. But then again, I want each of you to see for yourselves. My family, when we entered into this deck, through those doors that I have in, we have entered into first class, as well as into the Hotel Queen Mary. We have 346 rooms on board the Queen Mary. We no longer have second class rooms. We no longer have third class rooms. All of those areas have been physically removed and are now exhibit or exhibition areas on board the Queen Mary. The suites normally consisted of 5 rooms. The smaller suites consisted of 3 rooms. And the largest suites consisted of 10 rooms. 10 rooms. That could be any combinations of bedrooms, bathrooms, dining rooms, steward's rooms, maid's rooms, valet's rooms. The suites were also fitted with luggage rooms. In some of the rooms over the tops, there are 4 knobs or 4 taps. Hot, cold, fresh, and salt. Many people in the 1930s considered saltwater baths to be therapeutic. So, Canard and the Queen Mary provided them with saltwater soap. Also in the bathrooms at that time, the towel racks were electrically heated. When you step out of the tub, you would have a nice warm towel to wrap yourself in. Round trip for 2 in first class at that time was 214 pounds or 1,070 American dollars. In either case, that was a lot of money during the 1930s. Yes, these rooms are for rent. To get the correct pricing and the availability of the rooms on board the Queen Mary, please contact the hotel front desk on A deck, which is located 1 deck beneath us. They will give you the correct pricing and the availability of the rooms on board the Queen Mary. Ladies, gentlemen, young man, are there any questions? Yes. The crossings from Southampton, England to New York and from New York to Southampton, England was 5 days over and 5 days back. I saw a hand here. Yes.
Yes, sir. Is there a way to still get down into the engine room?
Yes, it is. For those of us that have a map, please take your maps out, unfurl or unfold that map completely, please. Want to thank each of you for coming on board this beautiful lady, looking at her artwork, her architecture, her decor, learning of her history, and feeling her ambiance. I say to each of you, thank you. Please come back again. Tell someone else about the Queen Mary. Do you know why? Because she is also now part of our history. Ladies, gentle, young man, have a fantastic day on board the Queen Mary, and thank you for coming on board. Thank you, thank you.
Engine room at the Titanic. We finally reached the end of my vlog. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for my 5-day, 4-night cruise vacation and a visit to the famous Queen Mary ship. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching my vlog. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also tap the bell icon so you'll get notified of any videos that I posted here. Thanks again for watching. Bye! Stay tuned for my Louis Vuitton time capsule exhibition visit.